Hey, what's happening? What's going on, guys? So, today, I am going down to Weaver's Archery in Middleburg, Pennsylvania. I need to get my VXR tuned up a little bit. So, I like to do a lot of this stuff myself. Like, I like to make my own little adjustments. I like the bear shaft tune. I'm not real big on, what's it called? Knock tuning. I don't go quite that deep, but I like, my two big things that I do is I walk back tune and I bear shaft tune. But, I guess you can't really do that as easily with the Mathews. I mean, I'm going to try to do that today, but I'll see what happens. Because, you know, that's tuning with your rest. Like, I use my rest to tune a lot. And allegedly, with the Mathews, you don't really want to move your rest a whole lot, left or right. You kind of want to make sure that it is center, left, center, up and down. You want it just, you don't want to have to move it left or right. At least not very much. And moving your rest a little bit will make a big freaking difference. But anyhow, my bow right now, I got new strings put on. When you buy a new bow, or when you get a bow and you put new strings, or if a bow has new strings on it, them strings are gonna stretch. I don't care if they say that they're pre-stretched strings. Until they're on your bow and you stretch them out yourself, it might take 100 shots, 200 shots, 1,000. I don't know. I don't have a shot counter. Like, does that exist? Who does that? Man, you're a serious geek if you have a shot counter. Just saying, that's my personal opinion. I don't have one. I'm not gonna own one. It's not that big a fucking deal. But some people will say, hey, you know, I shoot 30 shots every time I go out and shoot. I take and I shoot 3 arrows 10 times, and then I'll do that for, you know, a month, whatever. You got your way of figuring out your math. I got my way of saying, hey, it's been a couple months, it's time to get this thing adjusted. So I've been shooting a lot, and my string it's stretched out. I can tell it's stretched. It needs, my bow, my VXR needs a top hat adjustment. And like, I tried to bring it out using my rest, and like, the best way to tell if your bow needs a top hat adjustment is to knock the fletchings off and shoot a bear shaft. Like, that'll tell you right away. Because if your arrow isn't flying straight, like, or you can paper tune. Paper tune's kind of hard because you have to be, everything has to be perfect. When you shoot a paper tune, you have to have the best form, the best everything. And when you bear shaft tune, you can get away with everything not being exactly perfect. Like, the best thing you want to do is when you shoot, you want that freaking knock to be pointing back towards you, not at an angle. Like, my shot was so far off that it was hitting sideways. Like, it was like, you know, I'm looking at it straight on like this. It was pointing, like, it was shooting out the bow like that. Like, the tip, like, if I'm holding my bow and I'm staring at my target, my knot, or my broadhead, or my practice point was traveling to the fucking, to the left, and my veins were traveling to the right, basically. If that gives you any type of an image. I don't know. Whenever I said sideways, that was probably enough. I'm going into too many details. I got it. I get it. Just hang on. Ride with me here. And I tried to adjust my rest. I moved it to the left. Like, I moved it in closer to the bow, and that made it worse. I moved it out to the end, and that helped. I could have got away with the way that it was shooting. Like, I moved it over as far as it would possibly go, which isn't very far with my hamski. It's not over that far. It's pretty damn tight to the bow yet. But anyhow, I moved it over pretty far, and it was still shooting with just enough of an angle that, like I said, I could have got away with it. You know, the vanes, what the vanes do is they straighten your arrow up. That's what makes your arrows fly straight. And like, if you can get a bear shaft to fly straight, man, you got it. You got it licked. Like, that's the big one. Like, I know that people will shoot through paper with their vanes on, and yeah, you know, depending on how far back, like, that's why you got to kind of stay close, because the vanes will straighten out your arrow. So like when it comes out of your bow, if it comes out point heavy to the right, the vanes will guide that tip right around the ring. It's stuff that I've learned on YouTube. I've heard it on YouTube, so it has to be true. I'm not an expert. I'm learning as I go. But like with my Hoyt is what I needed to do. When this situation happened with my Hoyt, is what needed to happen is I needed a twist on my yoke. And on the Mathews, I need a top hat. So there's a lot of new Mathews guys out there this year. There's a lot of us. I'm one of them. I just switched to Mathews. And there's a lot of us trying to learn this top hat system. I don't know how long this top hat system's been around, but I'm still learning it. I don't know much about it. And I have to go get loaded. The bow shop don't open up until 12. It's 10:30. I gotta go get loaded with my big truck, and then I'm dropping my trailer, and I'm gonna bobtail down on my big truck to the bow shop and spend the afternoon there trying to get it fixed up. They know I'm coming. They know what to expect. They know what's going on. They're like, bring it in. We know what's wrong. We'll fix it right away for you. It's no big deal. I'm like, all right, good deal. So that's what's going on with that. And I'm sure, you know, these guys are professionals. They'll have it fixed for me. Like, the only bad thing about with like the top hat system is you kind of need to be there. That's another thing with Chris at Open Season Outdoors. We had a fight yesterday, and you know, kind of worked through it last night. I talked to him until, I don't know, about midnight last night. We were still working through it. But he told me that whenever I get a top hat system done, that I need to kind of be there for it, because it's kind of like a personal thing. Like, you know, that can correct your form. If your form is off at all, I guess that can, you know, the top hat kind of conforms to your form. However, whatever. That would be like trying to bear shaft without you being there. You know, it could be off for somebody and on for somebody else. But yeah, I'm gonna go to the bow shop. I'm gonna get this VXR tuned in. Yeah, if you're having troubles, like if you watch the Ranch Fairy and you see him bear shafting, that's how one way that I learned how to do it. And like with the Mathews VXR, it's hard to bear shaft tune and move your rest, because the Mathews are a little bit different than these other bows. Like I think he shoots Obsession bows. Obsession bows have a yoke system where you twist the strings or whatever and you work it out with the rest. The Mathews is different because you got to use this top hat system. It's, you know, it's not like they hide it. They tell you that. It's one reason why I almost didn't buy the bow. I almost didn't go with Mathews just for the top hat. I swear to God, I almost didn't buy it because of that. But once your strings are stretched out, they're not going to keep stretching. Like as long as they're decent strings, I guess. Like my peep sight frayed, and I keep I wax my strings. I'm pretty good about waxing them. I don't put wax on every time after I shoot them, but that's not what happened. My peep sight was tied in too tight, or the peep sight itself started cutting my string. So I had to get a new string put on. They put it on for free, no big deal. You know, they said, bring it down here, we'll put it on for you. No big deal, Mikey, we'll get you fixed up. And, you know, we did that, got that done. Well, now my string is stretched, and it needs that adjustment. But now, like, I tried to shoot it as long as I could without coming down. I mean, we're coming up, I only got a week or two until, you know, archery season will be here in Pennsylvania. So I got to get this done. I got to get this thing sorted out. And hopefully today, I'll have it good enough. I should have it today good enough to go hunting and do anything that I want to do. So that's all I got to do is get down here and adjust the top hat. But that's not even what I was saying. I was saying like the Ranch Fairy. I was talking to the Ranch Fairy on Facebook, and he told me that he keeps getting a lot of guys asking him, why can't I get this VXR to tune? Well, it's not you, and it's the bow. You need to take your VXR back to the shop and get a top hat adjustment, or buy a bow press and do it yourself. There's a lot of guys that they've had enough of these shops and they're doing it themselves. They're tired of these guys being ignorant assholes. Because, like, it shouldn't take long to put a top hat in. Like, that should only take a couple minutes. All they gotta do is press it down, take a couple screws out, put the top hat in, go shoot the bow. Like, it's not that big a deal. It's really not that difficult. And Like, it shouldn't take 3 hours to change a top hat. Like, it's not that big a deal. So, yeah, if you're trying to shoot your bow, if you're trying to shoot a bear shaft, and your rest is not getting that out, you need to go to a bow shop. It's that simple. It is. It's just that simple. Your string's stretched. You need a top hat. It's not like the old system where you can just put a twist in the string. Like that's way. Like the Hoyts are still that way. They have the double yoke. I think they got a double yoke. Do they got a double yoke? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Regardless, it's what's happening is your cam's leaning, and when your cam leans to one side or the other, you got to straighten that bitch out. So when you buy the bow, it comes with a certain amount of top hats, and I don't know. At least I think it does. I don't know. Maybe that's what's already on it. I don't know how it works. I have no idea. But sometimes you might have to spend money to buy extra top hats. I'm going to find out today, and if anything's different, I'll let you guys know. I'll make another video. But yeah, I just want you guys to know, if you're trying to fine-tune your Mathews VXR, or even the Traverses, I think, are the same way. Anything with that top hat system, that's what's going on. You're not going to be able to get that out until you go get a top hat adjustment done, because your string is slapping your cam, and that's no good. You can't, that makes noise. That's loud. Like, that's what I got going on right now, and that's driving me bonkers. Like, my bow is really loud right now because, when your cams are straight up and down, and when they rotate back, if that string's not coming back in there parallel, perfectly straight, it hits the cam, and then that makes a ping, like a clocking noise on your string, and it makes it loud. So, yeah, that'll all be gone today. I can't wait till that happens, because that drives me freaking nuts. But other than that, I love my bow. I love the VXR. It's one of my favorite bows I've ever shot in my entire life. I got the 28, and I love it. I love this bow. It's by far the best bow that I've ever owned. I freaking love it. Yeah, I can't wait to get the top hat done. So, get your bows shooting straight, guys. Good luck this year, and yeah, shoot straight. Subscribe. Don't subscribe, doesn't matter. I hope you do, but it doesn't matter. Leave a comment. Let me know, how is your top hat system going? Maybe, everybody's string is different from the next guy. Some people shoot a lot, like me. I shoot a lot because it's relaxing. I enjoy it. Some people will buy the bow, sight it in, it's good. That's it. That's all they do, and they go hunting. So they don't have the issues from people that shoot a lot. Like, I shoot a lot. I do. I shoot so much because I like to shoot my bow. I enjoy shooting it. And there's a lot of people, they won't even get their bow out until season gets here, and they're like, yeah, I guess I should pull out my bow. They don't get excited. The first couple weeks is not that big a deal for most people in archery hunting. It's really not. Most people don't care about the opening day. It's not that big a deal for them. I drive trucks, so when I have the opportunity to hunt, I got to take the opportunity and hunt. So it's a big deal for me because I like it, I enjoy it, and I shoot a lot. So, but just because I shoot a lot doesn't mean you do. And maybe your strings won't stretch as much or as fast because you don't shoot as much as me. Maybe you shoot more than me. Maybe your strings stretched out more than mine did, or quicker than mine did. Like, they shouldn't stretch that much, to be honest, but it's just that first initial stretch. I don't know. I'm just rambling now. I got to shut this thing off. Any questions, any comments, anything I can do to help you out, leave a comment, shoot me an email, text me on Messenger on Facebook. It's Mikey Woomer. I'm all over Facebook. Mikey Woomer, Mike Woomer. I'm from Tyrone, Pennsylvania. Shoot me up, hit me up, whatever. Shoot me a message. Thank you guys for watching. Of course, I don't love you because I'm not a psycho. How could I possibly love you? I don't know you. But for the ones I do know and the ones I do love, yeah, my family members that watch, of course I love them. But I love that you watch the videos. So there's that. Take it easy, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.